It's cool.
That squirts.
You say that squirts?
I said that word.
All right, cool.
No, I'm about to start saying that shit.
Because the OnlyFans episode is next week. So,
hey, yo, that squirts.
Yeah,
I think that works. Yeah, that squirts.
All right, everybody's cool with their levels. Your levels is good. Your levels is good.
Yep. Is this thing on?
Hey, what's up? It's Peter Rosenberg, ESPN, WWE, Hot 97, all that stuff. I'm live from New York City right now. I'm hanging with Bear the Dog, and you're not listening to the worst podcast, but at the same time, it's not the best podcast. No, literally, you're listening to not the best podcast, all right? Talking about real life issues, real life things, real talk, real people, all right? Not the best podcast. I'm Peter Rosenberg. Peace.
Welcome to the podcast. It's not the best podcast, but the expectations in the name, so you can't say we didn't warn you. Alongside Naldo, alongside Rich, it's me, the D.I.Z.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, fellas?
What's up, fam?
Yeah.
Word.
So, in continuation of our entrepreneur series, we have a very special guest this evening. The very funny, very talented social media presence / comedian extraordinaire, Miss Kyndra Crump.
Applause. Insert applause.
That's what we're giving right now. You know, we have a very low budget.
Yeah, low budget.
She said,
Okay, it's all right.
Oh man,
that just describes his stroke. So
yeah,
you
listen, man.
understand.
Not the best,
not the best. We not the best. Literally not the best.
Yeah.
So.
But it's okay. You can always work on it. You need some
right.
practice. You know, I'll set you up with somebody.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
Yo. I mean, you got people high places, man. Kyndra, welcome to the show, friend.
Yeah,
hello. Thank y'all so much. You know, I want to shout out to y'all for flying me out to Dubai. Only I can get, you know, access. The rest of you peasants can't get it. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't spend money on things like sound effects. So,
so flights to Dubai, we cash out on those.
Yeah, that's it. That's
we
it.
In there.
You know? That's it.
We in there. Yeah, so Kyndra, something we like to do here and Not the Best Podcast when we have guests on. We like to talk about our experience with COVID and quarantine and all that good stuff. So tell us a little bit about your experience over the last year with what's been happening in this crazy world.
So since last year's happened, of course I was out of work, so I was sitting around figuring out what I should do. So I didn't gain weight like the rest of the world. Don't know what happened, why that was the thing to do. So I didn't gain weight. Went out of town once, twice, 3 times. It was cool. Being out there in that illegal air, not caring what was going on. Let's see, went back to work. Yeah, Germ City. Think I caught COVID twice, possibly. I think I still got it right now. I don't know. Because I work at the airport. Do not edit this out. I want people to come support me like they try to support their favorite stripper to take home with them. I'm still not going to go home with you. I just want you to come support me at my job, okay? Yeah. I work at Hartsfield Jackson, Atlanta, Concourse B as in Bravo. 09. I'm at a kiosk. I'm there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, late morning to early evening. Come see me. Leave me a tip. I'm not talking about your penis or strap on. I'm talking about pocket change.
Woo.
Okay. So,
all right.
You got people walking around because I work on the Delta side. We got people walking around, with their fake Balenciaga shoes. The B is backwards. You got people walking around with their mask on, coughing and sneezing, and still not covering their mouths. I guess they think that the mask is supposed to protect all, and so I think that's how my throat started hurting. I'm not sure. But guess what? It's been a week. I'll be okay.
It's all good.
I haven't paid my life insurance. So, yeah. Anyway. So,
they don't take it out your check?
No, they don't. My job ain't like that. My job ain't like that. They take other stuff out your check, but not that. I mean, you can sign up for that, but I'm like, this ain't going to be long term. I'm only here for the time being, So, yes, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, that's all I'm saying about that. Hey, it's a wonder how people are acting. They walk up to my kiosk stand, and anytime that you are paying with card, doesn't matter what the amount is, you always have to sign. I'll have people say, "Oh, I don't want you touching my card." Or I've had people say, "Do I have to sign? Like, do you have like a napkin or something to put over this pen so I don't want to touch your pen." I'm like, "Why are you at the house?" People walk in the airport, they look like they're about to go to space. Okay. And they have the whole like space suit on with their kids. I'm like, your child can't breathe in that. Child call CPS. Let's see, I see people, you know how like parents have I forgot what that thing is called. Basically, you can put it on the front of you and you can carry your baby in front of you. Yes, I've seen dog parents put their dogs in that, and every time I try to pull my camera, it's too late. What else am I saying? Cats on leash.
Is that a real thing though? Like, is it like
yeah.
4 dogs, or do they take a baby one and put a dog in it?
These dogs are fully grown. But they're like Chihuahua,
Saint Bernard
poodles.
sitting in the front.
But it's
like Beethoven and shit, just like sitting in the shit, like
they'll put them in carriages. It's always a bunch of mess.
Yo, it's funny, man. It's funny you say that because I was looking at your page yesterday, and I saw you greeting a number of people and on their flyness, and I was really interested to know if you really thought the shit they were wearing was real. So
wait. Now there was a woman over the weekend. I think she had the Leprechaun Jacket on, and I thought her stuff was fly with the glitter, all that. And I said, "You look fabulous." And people were like, "Kyndra, why'd you take a video of that woman? She looked crazy." I said, "I thought she looked good. Maybe my good looks and somebody else's good looks are different." So
wait, so you record people at the airport?
All the time. I'll stop them. Listen, that's what I do. I stop them and I'm like, is it okay if I like get a quick video of you? Like, you look great or whatever. Or, wow, you're pretty. Let me get a picture of you or something like that. Or if I see a guy with some gold in his mouth, it's kind of one of my weakness. Thugs with slugs. I don't know why I got to grow up at some point. Back to the story. I always take a little video of that. It's hilarious. It's none but just great content.
Mm-hmm. I dig it, man. And I saw the family that decided to park in front of the water fountain.
I'm like, you know what? And here's the thing: I couldn't even say nothing. I'm like, I'm just gonna write my commentary on because I know I would have got a kid, would have got mollywopped that day. So yeah, I'm trying to stay alive out in these streets. So. But I mean, that to me, and then somebody was really trying to get in, and the white guy, I know he wanted to say something, but he was going to be outnumbered and stuff like that. And if I would have jumped in, they would have been like, traitor. So it's like, for me, I'm like, God, why would y'all, that type of stuff is just so ignorant to me. Like, why would you even do that? Why would you do that? Like, it's just lack of home training. But if you say something, it's like, oh no, like mind your business. No, you don't do that. Why would you park it all the way in front of the water fountain? Come on now. They were waiting for like a couple people to come out the bathroom. I'm like, bro, y'all look dumb. I hope my biggest thing is I hope I get a large enough following where people like that can, see that they, made it on Kendra's candid camera. I hope I do so they can change. Like, oh my goodness, I made it, but for the wrong reasons.
Yo, you probably got the best job ever, to people watch, man.
It's amazing.
It's a major hub, yeah. That's a good.
It's amazing. I'm always recording, people on the ground, laying on the ground, playing stop, drop, and roll, rolling. Parents. Last week I recorded this mother and this son. The son was yelling at the mother. Had to be 4 years old. And she had stopped and he started punching his mom and she ran away from his mom and she's chasing after him. And then the dad came and he kicked the dad. And then he's like, the kid was still hollering all the way at the very end of the other opposite end of the concourse. But I can't make this up. Cannot make this up.
Like as a parent of a child who's kind of unruly, I can't blame the parents. Like I used to blame parents like, yo, why don't you just beat your kid? But like I'm starting to realize, like, sometimes kids are just like wild, They're just unruly sometimes. Like,
I mean, but where do you think that comes from? Do you think it's because of it could be passed down the bloodline? Do you think that what do you think it is?
Get it from her mama.
It has to be something. The terrible twos, terrible threes. Like, what do you think? Because I don't have any children. Like, I got a cat, the one that flies at you, says meow, hisses, all that, crap. But I mean, where do you think that comes from? Because I want my child. I don't want to have those issues. Like, how do you make sure that doesn't happen to you?
I don't know. To be honest with you, like my child was born terrible, so it's not like terrible twos. Even though she's going on 3, she's been born terrible. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I see because my wife is not really into like beatings the way I'm into beatings. I got a lot as a kid, so I try to sneak the beatings in. Right. So
how do you sneak it? How do you sneak
She
it
gonna
in?
tell on you.
Right. So yeah, she does. Yo, she does. But the thing is with her, she'll tell on you for weeks. She don't tell on you once. Like everybody come over. It's like daddy gave me pow pow. Like
she's trying to get an alliance to whoop your ass now.
That's exactly what it is. That's exactly. She a little gang leader.
Yes.
In the making, at least. But
daddy gave me pow.
Well, happy Father. If it means anything to you, happy Father's Day. I always give the credit where credit's due, especially with men, because people fail to realize without a man, none of us will be here. So I don't know why, people give you guys so much flack. I mean, why are people putting y'all on child support? Like, come on now, take a black man on child support, men, period. Just saying, if it wasn't for the man, none of us would be here.
Women could be on child support too, though.
That's
like
true.
it goes both ways. It just so happens circumstances, like the majority of the time it's the man who ends up paying the child support. Now
we always get caught fucking up.
But I don't know. But here's my question though. If you end up on back child support and you're in jail, how are you supposed to pay your child support? You get your license suspended. There are some women out there who will take that child support money and go shopping with it instead of actually using it for the greater good. Like, what do you need $5,000 a month for this one child? If you don't take them to Walmart and go on that sale on the aisle, like, what do you need this for? I don't know.
I usually see that the celebrities getting put on child support, man. Sometimes them bills be crazy, bro. Like $30,000 a month.
But for what though?
But yeah, but you like there's a certain like lifestyle that child would be like you're not gonna pay $200 in child support to your kid and you out here making millions. Like even though it may be sufficient, like you're not gonna have your kid living in the hood and you living in the hills. Like
they live by percentage, and I hear you, bro. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what happens if he didn't make it to the league, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's still shooting in the gym.
Well, he shouldn't have been shooting in the club. And he'd have been out He over here shooting the club.
I mean, wait, but no. Here's the thing. I see what you're saying, but let's just. I'm gonna go back with with how Reg is speaking on, like, even if you are making millions of dollars, like, let's look at the Cosby Show. One thing I didn't realize, of course, I was way too young. I wasn't even born when that show came out, but when I got older, because I got an older set of siblings who loved that show. Once I understood, the one thing I liked about that show was even though the parents were rich, they're not out here saying go and buy like, Dolce and Gabbana or whatever else it may be. Like, you still got like humble yourself. That's why you got kids who turn out to be brats. I done went to school with rich kids who are related to people who are famous, right? A lot of them are brats. And I'm like, bro, like, what is this? Like, if you don't humble yourself, I don't know. I think a lot differently than other people. I'm the same woman who says black men don't cheat, but I mean, hey, what do I know, right?
They don't.
That's a proven fact.
That's fact.
No, I ain't say nothing.
I was so confused. I was like, wait, what's happening right now? Is everyone being facetious? Like, I get it.
So Kyndra, so I hear you have a funny story about your name.
So let me tell you what happened. So my name initially on my birth certificate is spelled with an E, Kendra, right? The reason we changed it, or I changed it to a Y, was for marketing purposes. It's easier to find me with a KY versus KE. It's like watching your favorite porn. You have to have a specific name. Okay, so you can be on page 1 looking for it. We can't be on page 30 trying to find me, especially if I'm trying to make it. So that's why, and so yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's great. Here I am. So just spell it however you feel like spelling it. So you spell the way I spell it, you're gonna find me on page 1 with everything.
I thought it was gonna be a better story than that, honestly.
I know it wasn't. That's it. That's why I tried to tell you, before. Be like, no, I was like, okay, won't save it. Don't be saving for disappointment.
She rolled with it too. She's like, the story ain't gonna be shit, but y'all, I'm gonna do it anyway. Fuck it. K-E-K-Y, first page on the porn, you know what I'm saying?
By Kyndra.
That's it. But now nobody gonna forget it. So what got you into the whole comedy thing, Kyndra? What got you pushing forward with that?
So I had to go through a series of unfortunate events, really try and figure out exactly what was it that I really wanted to be in life, right? First thing I said of many things, I wanted to go and be a worker at Magic City, the adult wonderland. Okay, my name was going to be Dynasty, which initially that was my Instagram name, Idolize Dynasty, because Dynasty is the name of my vagina. You're going to worship it. Anyway, back to the story. But my name was going to end up being Dynasty. Okay, but then I realized I got 2 left feet. All right, I was going to be the first stripper in history bringing home pocket change. You would have thought I was working for a nonprofit organization, and then I thought being, dancer there, I was going to be bringing home $100,000 a year up to, that up to goal includes going to the VIP room. Okay. Driving my dream car with no morals and stuff like that and values and hanging and partying and popping bottles with celebrities, but nah, it's not my speed. Next thing.
Can I ask you a question before you go?
Go ahead.
You ever been to Magic City?
No, I'm rich broke. Are you kidding
Okay.
me? You got to pay to get in. You got to pay to park. Got to pay probably to go to the restroom. Honey, if I go, I don't mind going half with somebody. I don't know. I'll pay for the Uber. He can pay for us to get in. Or she, whoever wants to, accompany me. I'll once they pay for us to get in, I'll pay for the food. They leave the tip, and I'll pay for the dance. Now, if you want to pay for everything, that's fine. But this box is closed indefinitely, unless you're rapper of the game, JC on Terrell Taylor. I sent you a DM exactly a year ago today at 1:38 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And actually, I'm about to send you another one because you ain't respond back. So you need to respond back to my DM or else. Every year it's going to be the same thing.
Don't nobody watch this shit.
He's not watching this shit.
He's watching this shit.
How do you know? How do you not know? How do you not know?
The only reason I asked, man, because I hear the wigs are good over there. So that was
The wings are good.
Yeah. I
was told that as well. Eventually, in due time, I shall make it. And if you see me on stage, mind your business. All right. Next thing.
Copy.
Where are you from originally?
Atlanta.
Atlanta. All right.
Been here since I was 0.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
How'd you first start? What was your first start to be this is what I want to do?
So it just really after me trying to go audition for Magic, then I wanted to go and be a teacher, thought that would be cool. But then I realized I can't fight students the way I want to. Because some of these kids, they ain't got the home training that they need that comes from their parents. Because I'll get fired the first day somebody talks back to me. I don't do well. I'll be ready to square up. I almost squared up with my 4-year-old niece because she got smart with me. And I said, wait, she's a child. Then I was like, bro, her mom's not doing the job because I was going to square up with my sister. Then I realized she's an old prude. And I'm like, that would have caused a lot of bad tension in the household. So, yeah.
You'd have missed Thanksgiving.
Oh, honey, I started to fight on purpose on Thanksgiving. Are you kidding me? This is a true story.
The food was bad as well?
No, food was great. It's boring over there. Are you kidding me? We don't play no dominoes. I don't even remember how to play dominoes. We don't play spades. We can't drink up in there. You can't go outside for a smoke. You can't do nothing. They turn on football and people just migrate to other parts of the house. This is what I did. I started a fight about religion. That's how you get the party started, right? Yeah, everybody dispersed and I won. I think I need to grow up. I don't know. But anyway,
was it this past Thanksgiving?
Oh no, she didn't want nobody. She said she's been quarantined since December 2019. And so we could not go up in her house. We can't. She wouldn't even allow me to back in what's April? Back in March. No. It was February. I went over there because Comcast was acting booty this particular day. I went over there to use her internet so I can go ahead and do some work. I had to use the restroom. She didn't allow me to come in the house. So I accidentally peed all over the car. I tried to hit the cup, but I don't know exactly where my pee hole is in my vagina, right? I missed it. But I cleaned up that car because I had to hurry up and return it back to where I found it. I didn't want to get charged. So yeah, she didn't care. She's like, go to Publix up the street. I'm like, for what? I didn't bring a mask. I was going to use my bra, cover my mask as a mask, but I wasn't wearing a bra, I don't think. Anyway, back to the story. So yeah, she doesn't care. But hey, there's some people who are just so adamant and dogmatic about COVID that they don't want somebody to use the restroom in their house. It's okay. I was gonna go back and behind the yard, back in the back, but it was daylight, and I think her neighbors were watching. So yeah, I didn't want to get like one of those offenders list. I needed to leave the state.
That's a real thing.
Real thing.
It is. You know what's so crazy? There was this. I had a neighbor back in middle school. Well, not a neighbor. He lived in the same neighborhood. For whatever reason, he was on the offenders list, but I don't know if it was really true because he lived 3 miles away from an elementary school, and there was children living in the house. So I'm like, how true is this story? Is this just the neighborhood gossip?
Did you look him up? There's a.
No, I never looked him up. Because I don't know, at this time I was so afraid of so many different things. What if a virus got onto my account? What if the government's watching me? I was a paranoid person. I think this is around the same time where.
It's probably
Go ahead.
It's probably the weed.
At 14, I didn't know nothing about that. I did, but I wanted to try, but I was scared because my mom, my mom's an evangelist, so never did nothing. I never joy rode. Never snuck nobody in the house. My life was boring. Does anybody want to sneak me in their house? It's never too late, right?
Nah, dog, I'm married. I can't.
Not you. Any of the other guys.
I don't know if there's
He's
an audience.
about to be
We're all married.
Yeah,
Okay, you guys got doppelgangers or twins that you guys know of? Anybody in your neighborhood?
Listen, I'm not that attractive.
Okay. I'm sorry to hear that.
You just stick with the game on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
I like JC on.
That's
That's a weird ass name, by the way. Go ahead, Aldo.
I was about to say JCon. That's the name that you guys said last time. I was so confused when you started bringing up JCon and Instagram and DMs, and I was like, "What? What's happening?"
Oh man, you got listen. You listened too slow.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's all right. He forgets his water every week, so makes sense.
Every other week. Sometimes I have cremas.
Down there in Atlanta? How is it down there in Atlanta as far as COVID? Everybody following the rules because we got Naldo down in Florida. We know that ain't nobody following rules in Florida. What's it looking like down in Atlanta?
I mean, we're neighbors, so nobody follows nothing. It's fine. It's great. We're all in this together.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think we both have the cure in Florida and Atlanta. That's why we're doing what we want to do around here.
Yeah.
I can't wait till it gets 95 degrees outside so my skin can melt. I love it. I love the heat, man. I love it.
That's crazy, man.
I'm good.
This weekend got hot.
Yeah,
and I was
good,
like,
man. I'm staying away from down there, bro.
Yep. We're in New Jersey, so
yeah.
That's a shame.
It's a
Why
shame.
y'all all the way up in north to the coast? Black folks are not meant to be up north.
And you know what?
With
Can I just say something? They're always dogging Atlanta and Florida and stuff, but when you look at the 5 states that have the largest increase in COVID numbers right now, New Jersey's definitely one of them.
That's because they stopped counting y'all.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's just too much now.
It's like, we test. Why are we testing? For
It's
what?
like,
You guys are still top 3 though. You guys are still top 3.
We're number one.
Yeah. Oh, number 1, you in New York.
Oh wow. Are you proud of that?
No, no, I'm proud of it. It's just fact.
Yeah, exactly. So you guys dogging Florida and Georgia, you guys in the same boat.
We're fine. We're out here alive, thriving. Look at us. Don't we look well? Don't me not look well? We look great. We're thriving.
Great.
Great at Jace.
You're out in Dubai. You know?
Oh, man.
That's it. We're thriving out here. Ain't nothing wrong. We good.
Go ahead
We
and
all
thrive,
good
yo.
around here.
Enjoy the thrive.
Thrive away.
But yeah, I would like to go to New Jersey one day. I want to actually go to Patterson. How far away is that from y'all's
man.
Why
hometown?
would you want to go to Patterson?
It's nothing out there for you, man.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Fetty Wap?
Because I want to go to East Side. No, I want to go to Fetty Wap. Fetty Wap's from Patterson.
Yeah.
She want to go East Side High.
Oh, you want to go to East Side?
She just want to sing the song.
You'll be very disappointed when you go.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, Fetty Wap,
side,
he came to my kiosk and he left me 14 cents. But when he came, I asked him.
Where at Magic City?
No.
Not her kiosk at the airport.
Oh.
No, don't stay with it. Come on now. They said the craziest people come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Okay, don't live up to that. Okay, I need you to stay with it. But no, so no, he came to my kiosk at the airport and he left me 14 cents. And I remember the conversation we had, and I asked him, if he went to like East Side High, he started laughing. And he's like, well, I'm not that old. I'm like, it's not answering the question, sir. Did you go there? Did you see Joe Clark? So
Mhm.
no. So what's wrong with Paris? Is it still bad? No, Joe Clark didn't clean it up for you.
Man. Joe
Nah.
Clark cleaned up that school during that time period. I'll say that.
Mhm.
But Patterson itself is just, it's Patterson, man. Like, it's world renowned, essentially. Like, especially up in the Northeast.
I think his
You go to
daughters went to
Patterson,
our high
you know
school
it.
though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his daughters went to.
They wasn't going to
I mean,
Patterson.
yeah, so
I mean, how were his daughters in school? Were they cool? Were they to
no,
themselves?
they were older than us, but they were actually Olympic track stars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Jackie, Jenna, Kersey. That's what in Usain Bolt. I love it.
All that.
That's crazy.
I mean, I'm still gonna go. Just say I went. Maybe I might see
Facts.
Joe Clark's bat in the Hall of Fame.
Facts.
Hall of Fame.
In the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but no, that's not far from us at all, actually.
Not at
Okay,
all,
well, yeah, I'm
man.
gonna definitely make it out there. I had one of my followers. I asked him about Patterson. He's like, well, when you come up here, like, did you want to get a hotel together? Sir, this is the eighth
man.
message. What?
Oh,
Come on, are
man.
you even legal? You
Oh,
look about
man.
15, sir.
Oh,
Wait,
man.
so
That was your only concern?
No. Like if he was a little older,
Yeah.
Was that your only
I mean,
concern?
We
I'm
might
trying
coulda
to
did
think. I don't want to go to a hotel. Hotels make me think of like prostitution. I don't know,
Do you
prostitutes or
prefer
whatever.
Airbnb?
I don't.
you look like a Verbo person.
Do you prefer
I want somebody's house.
Airbnb?
No, I want somebody's house, okay? Because I walk in the hotel, those attendants look mad judgy. I can't do it. I'm going to be thinking like, oh my goodness, they're talking about us right now. I don't want that.
You just got to
the
tell them to
hallway,
get the room
it-
first, and then tell you the room number, and where you just go on in.
Right.
You
Or
gotta
they
look at
just
nobody
walking down
that's
the
up
hallway
there.
winking at you. and shit.
Well,
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just feel a little like out of place in a way. I'm like, no, let me just go to your house and chill out here. Because the thing about at a hotel is like they give you a certain time till the next day to check out. What if I just want to lay up and be in the house, be where I'm at like for days at a time?
Because
Don't go to
it might be
For
kind of
days
weird
at a
having a
time.
stranger just laid up in your house, though.
Right.
You know?
The other
Yeah.
part is don't go to nobody's house in Patterson that you
Yeah.
don't know like that. Like,
You
Yeah.
can't just go to people's
definitely not
houses
the way
and
it
just
is.
Yeah.
like, chill.
Yeah, so
I mean, no. I'm not gonna go to nobody's house embarrassed. I'm just in general. Oh no. I mean, like if I was to ever do something, I have to get to really know somebody. Like, have you guys prior to you all being like off the streets and stuff like that, where you just randomly, hey, you look great. Why don't you come back and come to my place? Or she's like, hey, you look wonderful. Come on, come with me to my truck. Like, did that ever happen? Or were
my wife listens to this podcast, so
like free, like real free, like maybe as a teenager.
not gonna answer that question.
All right.
But I did used to date a girl from Patterson. Her license was suspended. She had a warrant out for her arrest.
Mm,
She had no registration to her car.
mm,
Her windshield was cracked.
mm,
She hadn't paid taxes in 3 years.
mm.
So to
Lauryn
answer
Hill.
your previous question, to answer all your previous questions, it's yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you to the other men who decided to play the game. Thank you.
Oh, no, those
It's in the past, though. That's in the past.
It
I
is in
mean,
the past.
as long as you're not still, actively doing that. Here's my thing. Even if you weren't married, as long as you're not actively doing that, because there are things that you should not want to do as you get older, especially when you hit about 30 and up. Like, do all that crap in like your teens and 20s. When you hit like 30, you should like say, okay, I don't want to just keep bringing random people and entangling spirits amongst. Because there are some like okay, you said that the girl who had all those issues with the cracked window.
She's alcoholic too. I forgot to throw that in there.
Okay, so the fact that she had all that, was she still a good person? Was she still nice, or was she a stalker? Or did her dad come after you, or she didn't really have a dad? Or
Her dad was dead.
oh man, okay, so none of her family came after you and say, hey, you need to be with my daughter or my little sister or anything else like that?
No, but I think one of her brothers did look at me like, dog, like this is not where you want to be.
This is
At least they were trying to
Yeah,
tell
because
you.
look, he didn't say it out loud, but like I felt like that's the vibe I got, but I wasn't sure what the vibe was until like it was too late.
It's like, yo, you're not built for this, yo.
Yeah, you're not built for this.
built
dog.
for this,
You're not
dog.
built for this.
Well, I mean,
Bro.
well, maybe deep down inside behind the cracked window and all that, maybe she was a good person. She probably could have been a great mom eventually. A great cook.
She said a great mom eventually. When she got past all the fine.
Yeah, I mean, but you got
quirky.
there. I think when a person has a lot of flaws like that, there's something they're really good at. Like, what if she's a great singer? What if she's better than Kiki Wyatt? Like, so she's a great singer. What if she's good at singing you happy birthday or drawing? She's a Picasso.
Those aren't marriage
Okay.
attributes.
Listen, all
Those
I'm
aren't marriage
saying-
attributes.
You can't raise the kid off singing happy birthday nights.
No.
Okay. Well, I try to play benefit of doubt. So I'm pretty sure she's listening to this podcast. You know, they always have a way of coming back trying to find you, right?
I don't know if I'm worth finding, but
Okay. All right. You know, hey, I'm optimistic.
who knows?
Yo, who knows?
Yeah, shout out to girl. Shout out to her. Hopefully, she got her life together. You know.
Hopefully.
To the unnamed Patterson chick of the past.
Hopefully.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't realize the women. I mean, is it a lot of women who are like that, or was it just that particular one you came across? You said, "I'm never dealing with Pat." Like, you know how sometimes you can come across one person, you're like, "I'm not dealing with these people from this city no more" because they just seem crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Was it after that where you like no more Patterson chicks, or it was like you just after that you found your wife and then you live happily ever after? Now the end.
I think it was probably a little more complicated than that, but for the sake of argument and for the sake of me keeping a happy household, let's just go with that story.
I was about to say, my man's about to get into a rabbit hole and he will not be able to pull himself out of.
Well, just listen to
Kendra doesn't know me very well, so she doesn't know. That.
No, I was gonna say to your wife who is listening, just letting you know, I'm an interviewer as well. I like when a person when they tell me an interesting story, I like to dig a little deep. Just dig. That's what I do.
I got you. Yeah, but I used to have an affinity for crazy women, so.
I mean, but I think isn't every man like that?
I don't know.
Like y'all like ratchet women. What's up with that?
There was an age for that though.
I know, but I know a lot of men who start off young. They like ratchet women. What's the obsession?
I mean, it's the same way when like women, they like these thugs out here when they're younger.
You like you said, you like dudes with gold in their mouth, right?
Yeah, right. You got to finish.
I think it's
and it's 2021.
I think it's cute.
it.
You said it's 2021.
That's it.
Yeah, man.
You should have platinum in his mouth. If you really
Right.
want it. If it's really a catch.
The
Cash money,
upgrades.
bling bling millionaire.
The upgrades. Nah, man. I mean, I think everybody go through their phase when they're younger. Like, you know what I'm saying? You want what you shouldn't have, so to speak. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, most definitely.
yeah,
I think that's part of it. I think that's part of it. But
It's a
then I think-
rebellion thing. It's a
Yeah,
rebellion
but I
thing.
also think like people, especially when you're young, like you want somebody that's like exciting,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Everyone's definition of exciting is different, but
Mhm.
like you want someone that's like you feel like when you're with this person, it's exciting.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
And
I mean,
then-
I think the thing about now here's the difference. I think there's a difference between a hood dude and a street dude. Street dude apparently he's still out there in the streets and he's gonna get caught up and get you caught up in stuff like that. The hood dude's a person who has changed his life around. He's no longer part of that, stuff, and he's doing better with his life. Those are people who I like a lot more than the street dude. Because I mean, people are like, well, how long you gonna hold me down? Once I make it, once I get arrested, like once you get a police car, I'm not. That's it. Then I'm going to the next guy. I have a whole lineup on different people. Like I don't, that's how I am.
On
That's what
deck.
I mean, like you might have a whole boyfriend in jail, and I'm over here being faithful.
That's
Not cool.
how if you don't mind me asking, how old are you, Kyndra?
No, I'll tell y'all my real age. Online I lie all the time, so I can tell these predators to leave me alone. But again, they're predators; they don't care. 26.
26. Okay.
I got a question for you, Kyndra. You said that your mom is an evangelist. How does she feel about like your career and what you're trying
Well, she
to
hates
do?
it. Are you kidding me?
Really? Wow. And you like, fuck you, I'm out here. Like,
I mean, this is what I realized, man. Are you going? This goes to anybody out there, if you guys are in this joint relationship, if that's your best friend, if whomever. Are you doing something because you want to do it? Or are you doing it because this person told you to do it? Or whatever. It's like you at the end of the day, you got to make your own decisions for yourself because you're not going to be happy if you're listening to everybody else except, whatever it is that God placed in your heart and told you to go after it.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people feel like, okay, well, we're married, or I'm your parent, or I'm your best friend, or I'm your whatever. Don't be doing this. Now, here's the thing. Unless that thing is bringing you harms bringing you trouble, bringing you destruction in your life, listen to what they have to say. For example, if you out here trying to be, I came across one of my followers. He said that he always wanted to be a pimp. Now, that's up to his woman to be like, hey, man, this isn't a good idea. What do you feel the need to do this for? Even if it's legal, that's still negativity and karma you're bringing amongst yourself.
It sounds like a good business investment.
Okay, then why don't you go be a pimp then? Okay.
My granddaddy is a pimp.
From a line of pimps.
Well, you know what? Y'all follow suit. Keep going.
I'm just saying, if that's his get down, that's his get down. Like,
but my thing is, why would you? That's negativity. Like, why would you beat up on women? You call them out of their name, and then you take their money from them.
Not necessarily.
God, come on now.
Depends on how strong your game is.
Okay, so what? Explain to me why you feel a person should be a pimp. Go ahead.
I'm not saying anybody should be a pimp. I'm just saying I'm not judging.
Okay.
He's trying to be a contactless pimp.
Right?
You trying to be a COVID pimp.
You pimp it on the internet and shit.
Socially distancing pimp.
You said the angry emojis like.
Depends on your game.
Depends on your game.
Well, the pimps I grew up watching, like Superfly. I mean, I never watched that movie. The second version, 2018 version, was trash. But I feel like the pimps that is talked about are ones who beat up on women, call them out of their name, and take their money. Yeah.
You gotta watch. Okay. You gotta watch Willie Dynamite. Willie Dynamite is the best.
I'll watch it. But I think my thing is, I always say, man, you should not care what people have to say. I feel like if you really do have a gift, share it with the world. It can like, comedy is therapeutic.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, if you rapping, whatever it is, like, all of that's therapeutic.
Release
in a way, unless you're trash at it. There's some people who don't need to be on the mic, unfortunately.
Right.
Has anyone ever recognized you at the airport? Like
a few weeks back, he's like, "Hey, you're the Instagram comedian." I'm like, "I am." He told me who he was. I'm like thinking, "Oh no, why you? Why you?" Because he was from Florida.
Blum blum blum.
Florida man.
He said, this is what he said to me after that. I just stopped talking to him, like, prior to him showing up to see me. He had said, "I like running trains on freaks, LOL." And I'm like, "Yep, I'm out of here.
That sounds like a Florida hello.
Yeah. Typical Florida hello.
That's a Florida hello.
And goodbye at the same time.
That probably was like maybe a 15, 20 message. And then I think he believes, like, he's one of those spiritual people and, like, does the whole 666. So yeah, he's not all the way there, but I appreciate his support. Right. He let me use his charger because my phone's going dead. So shout out to you, Florida man.
Florida man.
Florida man 666.
Florida man 666. Ain't that the area code down there? Shit.
Oh my gosh.
It's crazy. Naldo hates this shit. Naldo hate Florida jokes. He's like, "Yo, I did for reason. Stop fucking with my shit."
It's just funny because it's true.
Let me ask you, did that offend you when Charlemagne the God made that claim? Because that's where I got that from, was, the craziest people come from the Bronx and all of Florida. Did that offend you, or you were like, I understand?
I moved down to Florida. I'm not from Florida.
Oh, you're not?
No, I see Florida man all the time. I recognize him. I know him. I know him. Okay. He can be within me, but I don't let him out. Once you're down here, you're Florida man.
It's all acquired attributes.
It's just Florida's an interesting place. So you're bound to run into Florida man at some point. No, it doesn't offend me at all.
But I wonder, and I made this joke. I said maybe the reason why Florida, y'all like that is because, number one, when I went to South Florida, like Fort Lauderdale, Miami, I was mainly in Miami, even though my hotel was in Fort Lauderdale. So I pretty much cheated on Fort Lauderdale with Miami. Shame on me. But when I was out there, I noticed the food was oversaturated with salt. The drinks were very sugarified. And I'm like, it's hot out here. So it makes sense. Like, your brain is overloaded with that sodium and sugar, high blood pressure and
diabetes.
Yes. Sure. And it's hot. So it makes you crazy.
I mean, think about it.
Food out, like, on the side of the road, let the animals eat it. Guess what? That's the reason why ducks be attacking y'all, because y'all have poisoned these ducks. Just saying, it makes sense. I tried petting a duck at the resort. It thing flapped its wings at me. I'm like, bro, like, I'm the good guy. What's wrong with you?
You tried to feed the duck though?
Yeah, you're definitely not supposed to.
No, I did not. I didn't have nothing. I was like, oh, I'm a good person. I thought animals. I always thought that. I was told in elementary or at some point in my younger youth that if you try to actually feed animals, if you try to pet them, if you have a good spirit, they recognize that. That's not true.
So, you know, animals are not much different than like us, right? If you go to like a random human being and try to pet them, like we're not going to take kind to that. You know what I mean? Like you can exist around an animal. You don't have to like approach it and go touch it. Just like,
but I'm a good person.
That's fine.
What's wrong with you people?
Florida man 666 is trying to touch you.
666.
You gotta pet people at the airport.
Try to pet
I do. Listen, you look at my IG stories, I'll say, hey, can I see your tattoos? They let me touch all over them. Are you kidding?
I know. That kind of freaked me out, by the way.
I gotta see.
Meant to mention that. Yeah, because I'm like, yo, she's like really touching these people. Like, I don't know. I don't know why they let her touch them.
Because
like
I guess they feel my warm spirit, and I say you can have a juice, it's on me. So I think that also makes them, a little bit. Or sometimes even if I offer, they say no. They'll still be like, yeah, you can touch. I don't really care. So you know what? You all right with me.
You don't wear gloves?
No, I don't. I just make sure I don't touch my face and wash my hands. These things that they told us when we were children, I don't know why people don't want to do it. Like, you know for a fact, get 8 hours of sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. Eat your fruits and vegetables. Drink water. What's up with adults who don't drink water, eat their vegetables? You treat people the way that you want to be treated. These are things they taught us in elementary school. I don't know why people want to sit here and do what they want to do. Like, anytime you come from the restroom, wash your hands. Like, your phone is very dirty. Like, I don't know, man. People just get so surprised. Like, stop having unprotected sex with a bunch of people. That way you won't be having crabs around here. Shout out to all the people out there who got crabs. I ain't met that one person yet, but shout out to y'all. Get back to the beach and return it.
Shout out to y'all.
You know what? I used to work in a doctor's office, and I've never seen anybody with syphilis or trichomonas, but I would see a lot of people with like gonorrhea and chlamydia. And I came across this one guy who had gonorrhea and chlamydia at the same time. And I did not know that you could have like both STDs, but I was like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? You're dead. I think he was trying to holler at me. I think he was trying to holler at me.
Right?
And he tried to holler at you at the doctor's office?
Yes.
Yikes.
No. He's trying to get that BOGO. You say you want to go halves on people.
Anyway.
which one of these you want?
I'm like, you
try to take one of these off my hands.
You cannot, like, it's. I just. It's crazy how that is. I'm like, brother, like, you are, and I think it was like 1920. I'm like, you are so irresponsible
1920 with both of them things, man.
I mean, if you're gonna do it, I think that's the age you should probably do it.
Because your immune system shot after that. You went from 19 and you left the doctor's office 48. Like, you're saying, like, you grew up, kid. It's over. Like, it's done. You know what I mean?
I remember when I was at the doctor's office, there was this one woman. I think she had like 5 kids. Walk in the room because we had a male doctor. So of course, if anything that had to do with like woman stuff, I had to be in the room. I walk in the room and she didn't even take her pants off, but I smelled a bad odor, right? So after she left, I said, like, what was that? He's like, that was her vagina. I said, through her jeans? Through her jeans? Who was hitting that? Like, come on now.
Hey, Kyndra, go on and tell the people where they can find you.
Y'all can find me on Instagram, The Kyndra Crump Show. The as in the KYNDRA CRUMP show. If you don't know how to spell show, go back to elementary because you got left behind and no child act left behind. My YouTube is Kyndra Crump. My podcast is The Kyndra Crump Show. Don't be that weirdo who sits here and shows like a lot of love but don't even follow. Hope your credit score starts over at -5. Okay.
Damn.
Man. Start with positivity, end with negativity.
Same damn time.
Well,
Yeah, right.
that's the podcast. Like, follow, subscribe wherever you get your podcast. Rate us, review us, all that good stuff.
And share it, man.
Don't forget to share.
Share with the people.